So after their embarrassing defeat to Donald Trump, Democrats had a leadership shakeup. Now the true question is, did they learn their lesson? Not so much. So The Atlantic explains the two popular liberals will be part of the Senate Democratic leadership in the 115th Congress that begins in January. Warren will be a vice chairwoman of the conference, while Sanders will serve as chairman of Outreach. The moves were announced after Democrats unanimously elected Senator Charles Schumer of New York to be their next leader, replacing retiring Senator Harry Reid of Nevada. Schumer's election had been expected for months, and he will be followed in the pecking order by Senators Richard Durbin of Illinois and Patty Murray of Washington, who have each served in the leadership with Schumer for years. Warren had also been given a lower-ranking leadership post in the last Congress, although Sanders had not. In an effort to maintain Democratic unity, Schumer cast a wide net in forming an ever-growing leadership team. In addition to Sanders and Warren, more centrist senators, Mark Warner of Virginia and Joe Manchin of West Virginia, will also have senior roles. Sanders will serve as the top Democrat on the Budget Committee as well, and in a key change that could impact the confirmation of Trump's nominees for the Supreme Court, Senator Dianne Feinstein of California will replace Senator Patrick Leahy of Vermont as the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee. Leahy is leaving to take the top slot on the even more influential Appropriations Committee. So, is Chuck Schumer the correct choice for a Senate Minority Leader? Absolutely not. He is the male equivalent of Hillary Clinton, and if anything, he's even more politically conservative than Hillary Clinton, because Hillary Clinton was at least in support of the Iranian peace deal, which prevents them from getting nuclear weapons, rather than just outright going to war with them. He was against that. Hillary Clinton supported that, so if anything, you could make the case that Chuck Schumer is more conservative than Hillary Clinton, and he also voted for the Iraq War and the Patriot Act. So, this is a terrible decision. You're putting another Wall Street shill as head of the Democratic Party. And the fact that Democrats voted unanimously for it is just embarrassing and shows that they have no clue what they're doing. And I'm ashamed that even Bernie Sanders voted for him. Now, I get it. Bernie Sanders doesn't want to register as a Democrat. He wants to remain an independent, so he doesn't have that much leverage. But if Democrats want to win, if they want to take back the Senate in 2018, you've got to shake it up. Now, when they say that, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders were given these positions of leadership, I give them credit where credit is due. Is this a step in the right direction? Sure. But to me, what this really does is give us the veneer of change. So they're just showing us, we're trotting out Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. We're going to take their advice. But in actuality, we're not going to do any real substantive change because we still want to be financed by our large donors and we are too afraid to abandon them. Well, you're going to lose again. If you keep going this route, you are going to lose again and again and again. And you're going to give us Trump again in 2020. Look, you have to stop being a corporate shill of a party. You actually have to represent the working class. They didn't turn out for you in the election because you abandoned them. And if you honestly think that you're still going to be the party of Wall Street and get your voters to come back to you, I've got bad news for you. It's not going to happen. So who should have been the Senate Minority Leader for the Democrats? Well, I don't care if Bernie Sanders is still an independent. It should have been Bernie Sanders, hands down. There's no other more liberal senator in the country than Bernie Sanders. There's no one that has the capacity to reshape the Democratic Party than Bernie Sanders. And I've had my differences with Elizabeth Warren, but again, you're not really giving her a strong leadership position. I mean, we need to clean house. With how embarrassing your defeat was, we have to clean house. Chuck Schumer should have withdrawn from this bid to be Senate Minority Leader. He should have just said, look, I get it, but for the good of the country and the party, I'm going to step down and allow someone new to become the leader of the Democratic Party. But he chose to be selfish, and he's going to get in there and put the needs of his donors above all of the voters in the base. So when you do that, you're going to lose, and you're going to be responsible for President Trump again when he inevitably wins re-election because of your incompetence. And what's the most frustrating thing is that this should be easy. Republicans are a minority party, and yet they have complete control because of your incompetence. This is just unacceptable. And many people say, Mike, why do we even care about the Democratic Party? It's a lost cause. And I get it. I get it. I understand Dem exit. I created Dump Dems Day for a reason. I'm so frustrated, but the problem is that we have to have dual goals. We have to build up the Green Party or create a new party, but we also have to reform the Democratic Party because currently, when it comes to third parties, our electoral system literally rigs it against third and fourth parties. So if we really want progressive policies to get through, we have to do everything we can to reform the Democratic Party. But just know that we're still trying to build up the Green Party. So if they don't pay attention, they're going to continue to lose voters to third and fourth parties. So, look, the conclusion is that Democrats, they're never going to learn. And at this point, it just seems like a lost cause. When are they going to get their shit together? When are they going to listen to progressives? They'll never realize that centrism doesn't work. You ran a centrist candidate and she failed. She failed to someone who should have been a cakewalk. Learn your lesson. Step aside, allow Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren to actually help remake the party in their image if you ever want to have a chance of winning again.